Is The Legend of Mir 2, the 2001 Korean MMORPG whose chunky sprites look like Diablo 1 after discovering bubble tea coloring, secretly the Rosetta Stone of today's free-to-play economy, or just an eccentric curio for anyone who still thinks 640 by 480 is a lifestyle choice? Underrated. Only if you've never stepped into a Chinese net bar circa 2003 where Mir's login screen glowed on virtually every CRT. Overrated? Ask a Western critic in 2004 who dismissed it as budget lineage. They'll shrug and reach for their World of Warcraft discs. Fundamental? If you trace the bloodline of modern stamina timers, convenience cash shops, and castle siege tax systems, every family tree features an ancestral pixel wielding a DragonSlayer somewhere in Bichon Province. Trash? Tell that to the player who once paid more real-world cash for a +6 heaven axe than I spent on my first semester of college tuition. No refunds, no regrets. Still salty. In short, Mir 2 is both timeless classic and lovable oddball, stitched together with an absurd through line involving an economic side hustle in, wait for it, chicken meat. Why poultry? We'll get there quicker than a Taoist skeleton chasing a low-level farmer. Historical context. To understand Mir's meteoric rise, crank your mental calendar to 2001. We Made Entertainment, then a smallish Seoul studio cooperating with Soft, had tasted modest success with the original Legend of Mir, a kind of Ultima Online light for Korean PC bangs. They wanted a sequel that would look sharper, run smoother, and, crucially, court new regional markets. Enter Shanda Interactive, a Shanghai-based up-and-comer eager to license a hardcore MMORPG for the world's biggest dial-up population. Closed tests began across Chinese net bars in September 2001. The commercial launch branded Reizi Chuan Chi, Hot-Blooded Legend, burst out of beta that November and promptly devoured the nation's bandwidth faster than an MP3 stuffed Napster queue. While Asia embraced sprite carnage, the West was busy with EverQuest Dragons, Anarchy Online patch drama, and pre-launch hype for Star Wars Galaxies. Mir slipped in through side doors. A 19th September 2001 Italian server spun up courtesy of Game Network, followed by a broader Euro beta that limped along into 2002. Marketing was practically non-existent. Think banner ads buried on RuneScape fan sites and a demo disc stapled to PC Zone. But the promise of an MMO that ran acceptably on a Pentium 2 and tolerated a 56K modem magnetized every cash-poor teenager in the postcode. I first met Mir in a smoky Massachusetts arcade that moonlighted as a LAN den after midnight. The proprietor, Tony Two Tokens, all fighters cost 2 plays, no exceptions, had jury-rigged a Taiwanese Mir install onto the Franken PC wedged between a Neo Geo MVS and a dying Daytona USA. We'd slam pepperoni pizza, mash Marvel vs. Capcom 2 until wrists cramped, then alt-tab into Mir's Bichon Fields, praying packet loss stayed under maybe spells work. Spoiler, it rarely did, but lag built character, or at least thicker skin when a Wuma warrior teleported through you like Nightcrawler on caffeine. Mir's timing in China was cosmic. Net bars charged by the hour, and Mir delivered dopamine in 15-minute increments. Random boss spawns, lottery ticket loot tables, and world chat scrolls that read like soap operas dubbed by auctioneers. CCTV News soon featured Mir footage in an internet addiction crisis expose. Predictably, concurrency spiked. By mid-2002, Shanda's quarterly filings bragged of 250,000 peak simultaneous users, dwarfing EverQuest's global numbers. Meanwhile, We Made backported Shanda's cash card model to Korea, chalking up the first widely successful free-to-play hybrid outside of browser muds. Critics fretted over partial pay creep, players shrugged and bought teleport scrolls with pocket change. Rhetorical question, how scandalized are those same critics while equipping their Fortnite banana skins today? Self-answer, that silence you hear is a credit card swipe. Mechanics roll a new character, and you face the Holy Trinity-ish roster. Warriors swing swords with more torque than a power drill. Wizards freeze and nuke mobs, but crumple like microwaved cardboard when poked. Taoists buff, poison, and best of all, lug around a skeletal pet that waddles into combat like Ray Harryhausen animated in MS Paint. The assassin class only sauntered in during a 2008 Korean update, so any talk of backstabbing shadows in vanilla Mir is revisionist fantasy. Movement is classic click to go, every footstep animated in about 4 frames. Pathfinding usually works, until it doesn't, at which point your avatar detours behind an innocent pine tree and becomes kebab for a lurking Oma soldier. Combat looks deceptively simple. Left click swings, right click casts. Yet positioning and timing are king. A warrior's famed thrusting skill extends lunge range by exactly 1 tile. Overshoot and you whiff, undershoot and you tickle the mob's ankles until mana depletion sets in like existential dread. Wizards live for firewall, herd mobs into a flame corridor, chortle while XP rains down like confetti, misclick once and watch aggroed cows pulverize your robe into pixels. Taoists juggle buffs, poison clouds, and that glorious skeleton whose pathing is just bad enough to create comic relief. Picture a loyal golden retriever if the dog were undead and armed. Skills aren't handed out by jovial trainers. You farm them. Spellbooks drop from specific monsters, and nothing in my teenage life matched the sugar rush of looting a spirit sword manual off Zuma Temple's 2nd floor priest after a week of dry runs. I howled loud enough that Tony 2 Tokens banned me from the back room for oral terrorism. Worth it. Loot itself is deterministic, but brutal. Gear rolls are fixed, yet upgrading a +0 DragonSlayer to +3 demands. Perfect ores, protection stones, and nerves of tungsten carbide. Fail the refine roll, and your screen explodes in a white-hot flash reminiscent of Chernobyl's worst day. Chinese kiosks monetize the pain. Scratch off cash cards converted to ingots. Ingots purchased upgrade stones. Upgrade stones fed the slot machine. Entire gold farm night shifts formed around harvesting ore for resellers. Economists later quipped that Mir inflows nudged the RMB-KRW trade imbalance. Somewhere a banker's monocle popped out into a cup of Longjing tea. The absurd thread I promised? Poultry. The newbie fields teem with chickens dropping raw meat worth 1 gold. Zilch, pennies, couch lint. Yet early Chinese patch notes referenced a rumored deluxe chicken soup that supposedly combined 20 meat for a modest HP boost. No official database captures this buff. Some insist it was a temporary event, others claim hallucination. My guild worshipped it as gospel, hoarding meat in mule accounts until inventories clucked like factory farms. Historical certainty? 0. But the legend persists. A campfire myth retold every time someone sells 50 meat to fund repair fees. Truth? Myth? Poultrygate lives on. Call it Schrodinger's soup. Economy leads inexorably to PvP, and Mir's marquee spectacle is the Sabuk Wall Siege. Think 2-hour castle assault scheduled weekly, guilds pre-bidding for attack rights, and the victor earning region-wide tax revenue until next siege. It's Monopoly with meteor showers. Some sieges escalate to Shakespearean melodrama, bribes, double agents, connection sabotage. One infamous Euro server tale recounts defenders abandoning their wizard line to watch England's 2002 World Cup match, losing the castle mid-penalty kick. Verified logs? None. Community folklore? Unshakable. Players still refer to that embarrassment as the Beckham Wall. Consider it Mir's own Loch Ness monster. Maybe fake. Definitely entertaining. Dungeon design is a carousel of pixel grotesquerie. Wuma Temple is all horned cattle demons and termite mound corridors. Zuma Temple marries Mayan ziggurats with Roman colosseums, populated by stone golems who fling tridents like they're auditioning for Gladiator 2 Electric Boogaloo. Oma Cave, Doom's Pinky Demon Horde, spliced with colorblindness test patterns. Boss spawns tick on multi-hour timers, so campers track cycles with the devotion of NASA flight controllers. A warrior named Iron Pig once told me his weekday routine: wake, coffee, camp Zuma King, bio break, repeat. Word on the forums is Iron Pig's alt still guards that hallway, a ghost in the machine keeping the faith. Interface minimalism rules the roost. 2 bars, HP, MP. A compass mini map, chat windows that can't shrink past obnoxious. Yet social glue is epoxy strong. Global chat scrolls right to left in neon hues. Private whispers ping with a typewriter ding older than most TikTokers' parents. Guild hierarchies give deputies the power to declare war. Many server-wide conflicts ignited over stolen loot sparks. Nothing greases the wheels of vendetta like a ninja-looted refined dragon ore. Decades later, EVE Online analysts still quote Mir as the spiritual godparent of wars sparked by petty larceny. Presentation remains weirdly endearing. Character walk cycles stutter like GIFs on dial-up, but spell effects punch well above their pixel weight. Meteor Storm bathes half the screen in crimson, Mass Teleport crackles with blue lightning, and the death scream oof triggers Pavlovian dread in every undergeared wizard. The soundtrack, a handful of MIDI loops flirting with East Asian pentatonic lines, equal parts Zen Garden and vintage Casio demo mode. Leave the cave ambience on while napping, and you'll dream of dripping stalagmites chasing you for XP. Ask me how I know. Legacy and influence. By 2003, Mir 2 wasn't just a hit, it was the benchmark for mass-market MMOs in mainland China, Southeast Asia, and pockets of Eastern Europe. That 250,000 concurrent user milestone tail-whipped Western punditry. Crucially, it proved that sprite-based engines could thrive on dial-up, making 3D behemoths look bandwidth greedy. Monetization blueprints Mir pioneered, prepaid point cards, in-game item malls, convenience buffs on real-time timers crawled their way into Nexon's MapleStory, 2003, NCSoft's Guild Wars 2 Gem Store, and decades later, mobile juggernauts from Clash of Kings to Genshin Impact. The psychological spine is identical. Offer free access, sell accelerated gratification. Mir didn't invent digital temptation, but it weaponized it at continental scale. Mechanically, Sabak Wall's Fortress equals tax revenue system seeded Lineage 2's castle sieges, Archeage's node wars, Black Desert's territory taxes. Any MMO where PvP dictates server-wide economy nods to Mir, knowingly or not. Likewise, the red name murder flag, kill too many innocent players and your name glows crimson, influenced World of Warcraft's Dishonor, EVE Online's security status, and even GTA Online's bounty mechanic. Mir turned social consequences into outward branding. Modern game designers just polished the same gem. Private servers keep the lights on long after official European service shuttered in 2009. FanHub LOMCN hosts source drops, HD tile sets, and improbable mods. Yes, someone coded a Pikachu that drops Taoist poison dust. Purists clutch pearls, modders gift us chaos. That open source longevity cements Mir in the same cult bracket as Ultima Online free shards or Counter-Strike's bunny hop servers. Scrappy, immortal, community driven. As for why Mir never cracked the Anglosphere mainstream, blame a trifecta. Its 2D facade during a 3D gold rush, an English localization that mixed Google Translate with refrigerator poetry, please give bone for Taoist statue, and zero North American marketing muscle until GamePot USA's brief 2009 attempt. 8 years too late to matter. Yet ask any retro MMO archivist what ran on a Pentium 2 without a 3D accelerator, and Mir pops up quicker than a newbie skeleton pet. RuneScape? Sure, but RuneScape's Java overhead chugged. Mir purred on Windows 98 rigs like an obedient Tamagotchi. Closing paragraph plus score fire up the Legend of Mir 2 today, usually via a private server dredged from dusty forums, and you'll confront neon health bars, 4-frame walk cycles, and interface windows that tremble if you resize them. You'll also rediscover a loop so pure it feels almost austere. Click, kite, loot, refine, risk, repeat until sunrise. Drag a friend into Zuma Temple, juggle poison clouds while your skeleton pet waddles after stray mobs, and the old crackle returns. You might even chance upon a player hawking deluxe chicken soup in world chat. Myth, scam, server-specific event from 2002? Who cares? I bought a bowl for nostalgia's sake and swore my HP ticked up faster. Placebo or poultry magic, either way, Mir still knows how to tug my dopamine strings. Final verdict, 8.0 out of 10. Like a CRT balanced on a wobbly IKEA jerker, it shudders, flickers, and occasionally zaps you with static, but remove it from the retro lineup and the whole MMORPG timeline loses a keystone. Besides, any game whose economy allegedly once revolved around chicken parts deserves a permanent spot in the digital Smithsonian, right next to the first cash shop credit card, and ideally, a statue of Iron Pig still camping Zuma King.